5:30, is it?
Yep.
All right, we would like to call the meeting to order with a roll call vote.
Heffron. Here. Moore.
Here.
Odie. Here. Sinnott.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Whistler.
Here.
White. Here.
And at this time, we would like to welcome visitors. No visitors, we can need to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Agenda has been approved. We are down to the 2026-27 certified budget information to board of directors.
I don't have anything extra from the previous presentations, just a reminder that this year's rate is 16.68 and next year's rate is 15.68.
At this point, we're ready to, any written comments?
I didn't receive any.
Okay. Do we have any oral comments? And been this quiet since we went to church. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are ready for the main event. Call to order with a roll call.
Heffron. Here. Moore.
Here.
Odin. Here. Sinnott.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Whistler.
Here.
White. Here.
And we're back to welcome visitors again. Our public forum, if anyone would like to speak. Moving on to item 3, approval of the agenda.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We have an agenda. Next is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. We are down to old business, and there isn't any. But we are down to new business. We are ready for our student representative.
Hi everyone, my name is Kimmy Johnson and I'm currently a junior. Some things that are happening in the school is Student Council is preparing for Teacher Appreciation Week. That is next week. And we're also trying to put more focus on next year in our fundraising and everything we need to get plans and get going for next year. This past Saturday was prom and everything went well and it was very fun for all the students. And today, FFA hosted Ag Day, which what we do is we bring animals and we have snacks and a plant station, and they do multiple animals, and every student has an animal and a helper, and we teach all the third graders about our animal, and they get to meet us and the animals. Cheer tryouts were last Wednesday, and the results were emailed to everyone today. FFA State Convention was last Sunday through last Tuesday, and that was very fun for the FFA members that went. And last Tuesday, band had their spring concert. And then track, soccer, golf, and trap shooting are going on, and they're all going well. It's a lot. Very busy season.
Yes.
Any questions or comments? Well, thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you
Yes.
for coming. Yes.
We are ready for director reports. Who's first?
Let's see, Cameron, you want to go first?
Yeah, just wrapping up with ISAST. It went very well this year, I think. Maybe the least amount of problems in one year, which is really nice. Just getting ready for kind of a big backup project, redoing a backup server that we just ordered a couple weeks ago. Waiting on that to come in, and then just getting ready for summer orders, getting new Chromebooks and laptops coming in, getting those set up for summer for next year. Pretty much it for me.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, sir.
Well, a few things. One of the projects that my staff will be doing this summer is doing a few more updates to the preschool. We are planning to paint the drop ceiling grid because over the years it's yellowed and it just doesn't look very good. Replace all ceiling tiles and replace all light fixtures. We have secured a grant through Lockridge and Alliant to get, there's 120 light fixtures in the preschool to get them $10 for $10 a piece. Along with this, I'm planning to add I'm getting quotes right now for some new flooring for the hallways, bathrooms, and cafeteria to kind of finish up the space. This estimate should be coming to you for approval at the next meeting. With the current HVAC problems we were having in the tech wing and auditorium at the high school, we have had a few commercial dehumidifiers installed to try and prevent and causing a new moisture problem. We spent about $4 to $5 grand on that, so we did our due diligence. The bleacher project at Paul Johnson Field is on pace to be completed by the end of July. Shortly after graduation, the crews will be down there to start some demo work to prepare for the arriving materials in about early June.
Any questions, comments? Thank you, sir.
Quick update on behalf of Julie. She's up in Minnesota with a team from Lakeview that's starting the Discovery Room. So they're up there observing the kind of mecca of Discovery Rooms. So they're getting some good training there. And from Mike, he asked that I share, he couldn't be here tonight, he asked that I share that they completed their annual in-service recently for bus drivers. So they're on track for that. Bus drivers.
Any questions or comments about that?
Question or comment on that one. I think we need to look at possibly get into where Mike can post a PTN service
Oh, yeah.
on that. That's rough. It's very, very rough.
Is it?
It's horrible.
With the bus.
The bus, yeah, it's horrible. But I think he would more approval we get where we do our own service.
That'd be good. That one's boring.
Oh, it's horrible.
That'd be good. I will pass that to him and talk to him about finding out what we could do.
It's an annual thing, isn't it?
Yes.
That could be nice, because, we want people to want to stay here and not sitting through boring trainings helps with that.
It's a very, 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 very long 3 hours.
Okay. We are ready for the principal reports. Who's going first, Mr. Taylor?
Let's see, Terry.
All right, I don't have a lot extra on there. I would just say, like, I texted Mark this morning and just said, we took those 4 students to Worlds in St. Louis, which was absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you, I always say this, it gets me a little nervous taking people's kids too awful far away, especially something I've never experienced myself. I would tell you guys, we never ran into a rude situation at all. The very greatest of kids were there. So great things. I think it's, I really think it's an opportunity that's amazing because we could simply have 3 or 4 teams there from now on. I mean, our kids saw it, they got it, I think there were 82, 83, 45 teams. I don't really know. I got out of the car and loaded and came here, but we finished 72nd, and I said to the kids, I think that's a huge success. I mean, we didn't even know where we were headed when we started, but we sat there, 40-some countries were present down there. Our kids had to use Google Translate to discuss how they were going to play offense or play defense. We were only 3 kids at a time can participate on the floor, so each time a 4th team member has to sit out. Just to tell you how amazing these kids are, we're sitting there and one of the kids comes up to the guy sitting beside us and he's like, no, they want to do this and you're the best driver, you need to come drive, I'll trade you places. Well, and he's like, no, it's your turn. He's like, no, we need you. And then they get that done and then they're standing there and the other kid goes, okay, so I'm gonna sit out the next time so then you can drive. I mean, I just feel like the world kind of punches our kids every time they get a chance when they see a middle school or high school kid screw up, and it's just really reassuring. There's a whole lot of good kids in our schools in this town and in our nation, and our kids were really blessed with that. The Booster Club made a $1,500 donation. Mr. Cool, past graduate, has a son who's they're leaving tomorrow to get there. He made a $1,500 donation, and Jesse and Nicole Crow and their son kind of started a little, I would say, a little bake sale that blossomed into about a $1,500 bake sale. So just lots of good things. Lots of good people in this town supported our kids, and hopefully it just blows up into a great opportunity for lots more kids to experience what our board did.
Any questions, comments? Thank you, ma'am.
Brian is up in Minnesota, so I think his board report there will probably serve him, and Jenny's for preschool, or Julie's for preschool. So Jenny, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I don't know anything that's going on at the preschool, sorry. But I can
Yeah, sorry.
That's a good, I feel like we have a whole lot of things going on, and it is really jam-packed between now and the end of the school year. More specifically, graduation, but we have a lot of stuff going on. So we're gonna recognize our freshmen through juniors this Wednesday evening at an academic celebration for students that basically have made an honor roll throughout the year. So we're going to obviously have our senior night on May 12th, and that's the big scholarship night where all the kids are presented with the many scholarship opportunities that are available to us through our foundation and our community, which is fantastic. And we're sharing that night. We're so busy we had to share that night with our jazz band. So. And then of course seniors' last day of attendance is the 14th. We have our practice on the 15th, our rehearsal for commencement, and then graduation's on the 17th. So of course you all are invited to that. We hope to see you there. It's at Lakeview as normal, 2:30 start time. Prom was this past weekend, so we've checked that one off the list. It was great. Kids were fantastic. Our kids were very well behaved. We did not have any issues in terms of behavior, and that's always a relief, but they all looked very nice and all did really good things. We did have stitches at after prom, which was okay, it was fine. Mom was there working, so it ended up being okay. And we had a couple tuxes ripped at the dance, but really just because they were really dancing. So those were maybe the hardest pieces that we had. We have a freshman industry tour coming up on May 6th, where freshmen are going to take a field trip all day and get to experience things in the community, so we're looking forward to that. We've not done that before, so that'll be new. 8th graders, we're gonna welcome to the high school to come up and check things out as we get into May. And then obviously we've got our first Big Red League Day, I think we've mentioned, but it's this Wednesday. We've got some students volunteering. We're gonna go around town and do some spring cleanup at various places. I really think this will grow if our kids can really do a good job and be respectful and represent us well. I can see this turning into a bigger, more needed, more students and maybe take more time out of the school day if it goes really well. But looking forward to that. I think our plan is in place, so we're excited to do that. So we've just got a lot of things that are clipping along, and of course track meets and soccer games and everything that gets rained out, we reschedule, which just makes everything even more compact. So things are going well, it's just busy.
Questions or comments?
Can I back up to the middle school competition? I was really happy to see that send-off that they did for the kids.
Well, I tell you what, I've said it to Mark, I probably should say it publicly. We've got a thing we want to share with AJ Anderson. AJ was part of the first group of kids. The year that those guys had the opportunity to go to the Worlds, that was the only other team invited. He was part of all that group. And so that is very near and dear to his heart. He's the one who sponsored our kids' jerseys. First time they've ever had jerseys. In the past, we've always done t-shirts, and he sponsored their jerseys. So when I called him and said, hey, we'd like to do something like this for our kids, he's like, tell me what time.
Yeah.
And then when I tried to call him, they were in Las Vegas. They'd gotten home the night before, and he's like, nope, we'll be there tomorrow, don't worry. So kudos to AJ for making all that happen. Yeah.
I think that brings us to approve and certify the 26-27 budget. It's a roll call.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We'll call for the vote.
Heffern,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Senate,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes,
Whistler,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
it has been approved. Item E, approval of the request from districts to join the South Central Conference.
So like we talked about a little bit on the last meeting, Oskaloosa and Telechristian have requested to join the SCC. However, I just saw today, or I had somebody share with me on Facebook, they saw Oskaloosa has accepted a bid to join the SEC, not the good one, the one in Iowa. I still think we should vote on whether or not to accept them, but I don't think, it will probably matter on that. What has been requested is that we vote separately for each of them, based on whatever, information you all wanna discuss. Or we can just go right into one if you want.
Can you just tie for lack of motion?
It could, but it might be more polite for us to give them a no official.
Make a motion that we do not allow Oskaloosa into the South Central Conference.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to allow Oskaloosa into the South Central Conference. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we need one more, right?
I'll make a motion not to accept Telechristian into the South Central Conference.
Yes, I can.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I just want to point out that our last meeting, we thoroughly went over our reasons
Yeah.
and talked about all that. For anybody that's listening that think that.
Oh, yeah,
maybe
good
we're
call.
just
That was
going
quick, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, good call.
And I will say that I spoke with a few people outside. If we lost a school, a bigger school like Knoxville, I would be entertained to entertaining Telechristian due to the fact that talking to a few people outside that their size and what they have to offer for the conference, but I don't think we should bring so many people into the conference. What we have now is enough.
And an odd number is
Yeah.
challenging to, not impossible, just challenging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Hear that one. And here we go. Item F, approve first reading of the board policies.
You all know policies are my favorite. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that's terribly exciting in this. There were some changes in the last legislative session, the language that should be used in equal opportunity and civil rights, and that changes the majority of these. Really, everything in here is pretty straightforward. I kind of thought I might just ask if there were any questions that I could answer in it. I didn't figure there probably would be. I'll find more interesting ones for the future, I promise.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the first reading of those board policies. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approve the personnel business procedures.
And that's one on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Motion to approve. Oh, I'm
Sorry, are we still sharing middle school softball with, is it
Yeah.
Seymour?
Yes, yeah.
Is this person from Seymour or?
No, he moved to the area. He'd been in air
Drives
traffic
to us from
control right this.
Milo.
What's that?
Drives to us from Milo, Iowa,
And I wish I could tell you where my.
over by Southeast Warren.
Okay.
Lacona area.
I didn't even know.
Seems like a really
Yeah.
nice guy. I got a chance to meet him at the high school the other day.
No, I was glad to see we found someone, I just
Yeah.
wondered if they came with Seymour or if that
I
was
think he
separate.
had taught and coached a little bit before doing the air traffic control thing, which if you can do an air traffic control job, I think you can almost do middle school sport. I think it's close at least. Yeah,
They're qualified.
yeah. No, he seems like a great guy. I think he'll be a nice addition.
Good.
I did have a question. Replacing the assistant football coach, we're hiring two to replace one, is that just?
So were they split the contract?
Okay.
So both had been volunteers in the program before, and they agreed to just split the contract rather than one take all of it and the other remain a volunteer. So, yeah, it's kind of cool, some solidarity as a team.
Yeah, I like that.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the personnel procedures. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. It's done. Next item is the superintendent's report.
We had our first negotiation session last week. Kind of had some language difficulty in between on the spreadsheet that we were all using to negotiate off of for the money, so we broke apart. Lisa and I met with the IHCA rep last week, one of the days, I forget which day, and kind of translated, so we're ready for a second session tomorrow, which I think probably should get us, if not all the way, darn close to it. I've been working particularly with Brian, but talking to our admin team about what we need to adjust with IEPs for the 4-day week. I've had a few parents talk to me, just concerned about, my kid with special needs, how's the 4-day week gonna affect them? So we've had some conversations with our AA team, and we're really working to make sure that the minutes reflect what that student needs, not reflect what the 4-day week would just give it if you just gave the same amount. So we're trying to be very individualized with our IEPs, which is funny, since that's the first one of the acronym. So we are working to fill positions. I shared with you on my weekly update that we thought we were maybe close on a math position. Unfortunately, we found out today that she's going to take a different job. So if you know people interested, I really think we would be wise, and if it would be okay, I can't ask you to vote, but if nobody wants to beat me up for it, I'd like to talk about if we could do some paying for some classes or a signing bonus, because this is going to be a hard one to fill. If you want to beat me up for it, catch me afterwards, not in a dark alley, please. But I really think that's probably going to be our wisest move, to do a little something to help try to bring somebody in for that. And Aaron and I had talked earlier last week. We've had a lot of trouble with HVAC between Lakeview and the high school, and the idea of the break fix insurance came up again. We did not do that before because we really didn't see where it would make a large difference for us, but I think given what Aaron's been doing, there's a good chance that that could be valuable. Lisa's gonna get some information at her conference later in the week for us, and Aaron and I are gonna work on getting some invoices together so we can look and see if that insurance would actually be a benefit to us rather than a cost break even. So might be something we bring back later in the summer or something. That's all I got.
Any questions from the superintendent? We're down to the fun part. Anybody have any comments?
And it's great that the kids got to go to the Worlds for robotics and have that opportunity. I really appreciate that there were so many people in town willing to donate to that.
I guess I'd like to see him go next year.
And I will share with you that we talked a little bit about planning ahead for what the cost of incorporating that in our cycle for fundraising should look like
Sure.
a year in advance, so. Yeah.
I think so.
Do we know where it is next year?
It's not really announced till right after state, but I think they said this is the 3rd or 4th year it's been in St. Louis, so.
Okay, good. I'll work for that.
Yeah.
Hawaii does sound fun too, though.
Well, this gentleman that we talked to from California said that it will probably always be in the United States from now on because of the amount of money that draws in, and most of the students are from the United States, the largest number of them. And he said to me, when bottles of water cost $6 and t-shirts $45, you think they're gonna let this go to another country, Mrs.? I said, that's a good point, thank you, sir.
Fair.
So hopefully it'll kind of be in the Midwest to keep doing that.
Anything else?
I just like the fact that, it's celebrated, we celebrated it, and, not just certain things, it's just, all kids can be celebrated for something.
Anything else? would like to ask if we could consider having, first I called it an art show. I know we have a very strong middle school art program. And I assume we have a good program at the high school.
Yes.
But when we had the job fair, some of the kids from the metals and the wood classes had a display of what they had done. So, I mean, I could see something like that.
Our art programs do that. I don't know if you've been at Lakeview either, same thing. They hang things out all the time for parent-teacher conferences, for family events. Same thing at Howard, they do that, but we would certainly still welcome that, but both, I mean, Sarah Conrad does an amazing job at Lakeview as well.
Sure.
Laura's her mother-in-law.
Laura also does an amazing job when she's
She
on.
does, I'm sorry.
Do any of these buildings have art clubs? Because I know in other districts, when they do something like that, the art club is
Yeah.
responsible for it, and that might be, you know.
Well, Lizzie runs the one at Howard,
Okay.
and it's, I
And
think she
we
got like
talked about-
40 kids or something.
And we
It's
kind of
crazy.
talked about getting that on the master schedule, like in, like our robotics club and that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the robotics club have a booth to demonstrate what they've done. I could see the esports team there doing something. I mean, it's just anything to showcase our kids, but it has to be not at the end of the year, right, Jenny?
Right.
Yeah.
No, it has to
There's
be-
just not room.
no, there's not room.
From about April on.
No, it has to be something like in January or February is what I'm thinking, when there's a little more room in the schedule. But, just an idea. And
I see all this stuff when I go to like the basketball games and the wrestling meets, the Lakeview kids, as you walk in, you see all their stuff. Junior high, I don't
Yeah, that's kind of weirdly divided there, isn't it? Because
And the
really that
reason
gym
it-
is totally separate from.
And the reason it is we lock the doors so that we
Yeah.
don't have mischief in the
Yeah.
hallway.
We've had that
There's-
before.
Well, and to be honest, when our art projects were down there, that's where some of them got damaged at, is when we had them down there. Because
Yeah.
that area is open to the public, so that's why we kind of put them in the other hallway to protect that.
see, there's always an issue that I don't know
Duly
about.
noted though.
Uh,
We almost need a case there or something, that'd be nice. I don't know where you put it though.
Anything else? I'm down to item number 9.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign.